Howdy, my name's Jeff. I'll be your teacher today. I just want to introduce you a little bit to the class and to explain some things that might be a little different from other classes that you have been in. So this is the iCollege start page, obviously. Yours might look a little different based because you're the student. Obviously, I'm the instructor, so I think I see some things that you don't. If you have any problems, if yours doesn't look right or you can't find stuff, please let me know. I can move stuff around, I can help. That's what I'm here to do. There's two different ways to look at content in D2L. The first is by using this content browser here. You can click on these folders and see what I have for you. Here's the syllabus here. Or if you like it all in one place, you can go up here to content, hit that, and it's more like a Wikipedia style thing. So a lot of people prefer this. Really doesn't matter how you view it. So let's look at the syllabus. I'm not going to explain the whole syllabus here. I just want to go through. Here's the grading. First thing I want to talk about are this IDK quiz. IDK stands for I don't know quiz. And what this means is, as a teacher, I really want to know before we meet to talk about any given subject. I know you know some things about that subject, and I want to know what you know before we talk, because if I start talking about something and you already understand it, then I'm wasting all of our time. The flip side of that is I know you know some things that might not necessarily be true. We all have what are called misperceptions, and it's really common, especially in microbiology. And before we talk about, for instance, cell structure, I'm going to ask you questions about cell structure, and they might look a little weird, and they're all designed to see what your misperceptions are. Everybody has misperceptions. I have some really glaring misperceptions. And it's really important, it helps us to move forward in class time if I know what those are ahead of time. So basically what this is I'll show you in a minute. An actual quiz, this is 10% of your grade, and basically if you just answer the questions, that's 10% of your grade free, just for doing something. You don't get that much in life. So let me show you one of these. I go to quizzes. This is going to look very different from yours. These are all my quizzes. Let's go right now. One of the things that's up is this pre-class I don't know quiz. When this video is over, I'm going to put it out on the main, it'll be in the main folder right now. So forget what you're seeing right now. I don't want to grade it. I want to preview it. Let's go down, start quiz. Okay. All right. So here we are. Preferably, I would like to know before tomorrow, but obviously I can't know that. I want to know, for this following question, which of the following is true about fungal pathogens, so fungi that infect people. I want to know which of the following you think is true. Do they divide by mitosis, divide by binary fission? Do they have tissues? Do they perform photosynthesis? Right? This is a select as many as you think are right question. And I really want to know the answer to this question before I start talking about anything, because a lot of people misunderstand fungi, and I want to know what those misperceptions are. I have an idea because I've taught this class many times, but it's always helpful to know the people in front of me right there that semester what they think. All of these questions have this one right here. I don't know. Feel free to check I don't know. If you have to think for more than 5 seconds, 10 seconds about this, then you hit I don't know. That's important to me. I want to know if this isn't right away you know it. Okay? If it's not right away you know it, if you're at all unsure, hit I don't know. You still get all the points, and that really helps me. Okay? A lot of people think that's giving away points. A lot of people say that students will just hit I don't know randomly, and I actually find that's not true. I find that students realize that what I'm trying to do is figure out what they don't know and help them in class. So these will be questions before you've ever we've covered this material. Right? So the first I don't know quiz, I do basically, it's question by question. I make it so you cannot go backwards. Right? I want you to know right away. Do you know? And then move on. I don't want you to go back and have thought about it. And no. Right away. Either you know it or you don't. And that's really helpful if you say, if you don't know it, and you hit I don't know, that is the best answer to a question before a test. If you don't know, that's an excellent thing to know about your knowledge. All right, little circular there. This particular I don't know quiz, the pre-class one, is kind of long if you notice. Every page has its own question, and I think there are 26 questions. That's the longest one you'll see this class. Usually they're anywhere from 10 to 15. On future ones, I give you about a minute a question, and they're usually multiple choice, right? So they're pretty quick. Let me show you another example. So some of them are check all that apply. Another one I have on this first one, and this is one I usually do only on the first ones. Question 26. I use the word synthesis a lot, but I'm not sure that is something everyone gets what I mean. Could you type a synonym for synthesis? What I'm after here is I really do use that word a lot. To me, it means something very specific. You're going to hear me use it, and it's not going to be helpful. You're going to lose out if you don't understand what I mean. So it's really helpful right from the get-go to know, do they know what synthesis means? So type a synonym for synthesis. If you can't, you type I don't know, and that helps me. Right, so we'll go from there. Some of these are short answers. Most of them are multiple choice. Throughout the semester, I generally make them multiple choice, so you can go in there and go boom, 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 boom. This one has a time limit of 45 minutes. That's long simply because there are a few short answers and there are 26 questions. Right. So if you have to think too hard about any question, hit I don't know. All right. Okay, what else did I want to do here? Review modules. So let's go back to content. And let's go to study, let's go what you should come into this class knowing. So I made a series of review modules because I find that it's been a while since you've had chemistry or thought about chemistry in some cases. And so I made a chemistry review, right? So this is a web module I made. And basically it has some of the high points. This isn't everything you need to know, but it's the high points of the most commonly things I see students either not remembering or maybe it's a little hazy to them. So I made these web modules. There's no points associated. I would highly recommend you look through them. They are sort of a cut and chase. This is sort of the way I see the material. This is not meant to replace, if you really don't know what a covalent, ionic, or hydrogen bond is, you really need to go back and read it in your either your 1151 book or your 1611, 1612 book, or even our micro book. This is real basic stuff. Put in some videos so you can not just read what I have to say all the time. And then in these I put in some activities. There's a crossword activity, a sorting activity, a flashcard activity. There's no points associated with these at all. So in one sense, they're a waste of your time unless you want to do well in the class, in which case I would do them. If you have any trouble at all, you don't know what I mean by some of these activities or something, ask me. It's perfect. I want to generate some questions. Let's see. I think I also did words to know. So one new thing I'm doing this semester is students have told me in the past that micro is hard because there's a lot of new vocabulary. I agree. So this semester I did something about it, or I'm doing something about it, called Words to Know. What I do is I go through the textbook, and these are not words that are sort of typical vocabulary words. Those you should know, and they're highlighted. And if they're really important, I put them in the learning objectives. We'll talk more about that later. These are just words in the book. As I read through the book, I go, you know what? Maybe they don't remember the difference between an element and an atom and a compound and a chemical. You might have a little trouble in the class if you haven't, if that's a little hazy to you. I'm not saying you're going to do poorly. I'm just saying, you know what? It's going to help. So what I did is I went to the site Quizlet. Many of you probably heard of it. And I made some lists of words. And so there are some, here's a flashcard activity, atom. Well, that's the smallest unit of chemical matter that it can enter a chemical reaction, etc. Molecule, right? That, and then the same list of words. Here's a space race. So this is, you have to type in what this is, and I'm not going to, separation of an anion cation pair in water. That's dissociate. I'm going to get it. Yes, got it. Okay, so you can see you do that. Ever containing water, I type in aqueous. Excellent, right? Here's a little written questions, and then I also have a link out on the home in study in study aids tools. Let's go back to content. If you go to study aids and tools, here's all of those are at the class Quizlet site, so you can just go there. Okay, that's review modules. Now let's go to mastering really fast because I realize this video is getting long, so I gotta go to a different website here. So you need to get mastering microbiology. I increased the amount of your grade that is determined by this semester. It's now 15% of your grade. I also had no choice about these questions. I have to use them. It's dictated to me by committee. Not super excited about it, but oh well. Some of them can be quite helpful, and I'll use some of them in class, so this will go. So here they all are. This is at Mastering Microbiology. Make sure when you sign up, you're signing up for the 11th edition. No matter if you have the 10th edition textbook, make sure you get the 11th edition of Mastering Microbiology, otherwise you won't be able to find my class. Here's the code ID number. It's also on the syllabus. And here they are. You have to do all of these, right? And basically they're set up. They're due throughout the semester. It's in the syllabus. Some are due throughout the semester. Some of these questions are really good. Some of them are really poor. I'm sorry. I have no choice. We'll get through it. But students really do report these help you to learn. And some of this, keep in mind, some of this, just because we're having a class and there's certain content in the class, some of this content you can learn on your own. You don't need to learn this for me. You really don't need me for anything. Actually, that's the truth. But where I can be most helpful is the stuff that is difficult, stuff that I find students have trouble with, and I know what that stuff is because I do I don't know quizzes and I get questions from you. But that doesn't mean I cover everything. It doesn't mean I test everything. We'll talk about that in the learning objectives. I'm big on learning objectives. So anyway, what do you need to get out of this? The I don't know quizzes. Go take the I don't know quiz, which will be in the content section. The pre-class I don't know quiz. There will be one of these every weekend. All right, it'll be about the next week's material. Just do them, get the points. The review modules. Go look at those review modules. There might even be more review modules. A cell structure one, eukaryotic cell structure one I'll put up. Right, go through those, do those. Make sure you know this stuff. Okay, and then finally, Mastering Micro. Go get yourself your account, look through, and you can even start on the problems if you want, although I would wait until we talk. So those are the three things I want to talk about, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.